So let's talk a little bit about trade deadline. Again, it's a week from tomorrow. And what kind of trade? And I'm not necessarily looking for names, but I agree with you. I think they need. Hey, if anybody wants to trade a starting caliber quarterback, we could start there. But absent that, what kind of wide receiver are you looking at, and what other type of trades do you think happen?
Yeah, it's interesting. Could you find a receiver? Teams want to part with guys at the end of their contracts. So the Browns want a guy at the end of his contract, and then you get him for 9 games, and then hope to re-sign him. Maybe you'd probably want more of a guarantee that you'd be able to re-sign him, but at least he's in your building. Um, like I said, or you get a guy that's under contract but disgruntled. And Garrett Wilson, I think the numbers just don't work there. But something like that, right? Somebody in a comparable situation to Jerry Jeudy, whether or not you trade Jerry Jeudy for a lead receiver or just add him to the pile because they can need as many guys as they could get. And then that's who they could get. And then guys they could trade, you're looking at guys at the end of their contracts, whether it's a Njoku or Wyatt Teller. And I'm not saying they will trade either of these guys, but that's where you have to look. Alex Wright's playing really well and is in the last year of his contract. Are the Browns going to pay him big money? If not, maybe you get a fourth-round pick back for him. I think Malik Collins is on a one-year deal. He's playing at a high level, but you got some young guys behind him. So that's the kind of player that I would keep my eye on.
Yeah, the other thing would be younger offensive linemen that because none of you're probably going to have to bring in definitely two starting tackles and probably either Batonio or Teller or both aren't coming back.
Well, yeah, I mean Ethan Posic's in the last year of his contract too. So, yeah, the problem is there's not a whole teams
Yeah.
teams hoard their offensive linemen. They just do that. You'd have to give up something really good to get one of those guys back, and maybe that's what it would be. Maybe a team is willing to give up a young guy to take on a guy like Teller because they're trying to get to the Super Bowl. That would certainly be something I would explore.